Hi, good morning and good evening. So let's get started with our demo session today. So this is what we planned for demo. So we'll be discussing about Fusion applications and related to what is a cloud and difference between on-premise and cloud, and what are the different implementation models or say deployment models when we are going to use cloud applications. We'll be discussing the relevant points, and after that we'll look into what is the architecture we have in the Fusion applications compared to EBS, and what is the scope of technical and functional resource for the rest when we are going to work on the project. What would be the scope primarily for technical as well as functional consultants, and finally we'll talk on course curriculum. Apart from this, if you have any other expectations to understand from the demo, definitely we can talk on that. Okay, the very first point is Fusion applications. What is the meaning of Fusion applications? So as we know, there are many ERP products in the market, from Oracle, EBS, and CRM, many other product solutions we have, which comes under ERP, and JD Edwards and Siebel, PeopleSoft, SAP. There are many ERP products we have in the market. When you look at any ERP product, that may offer different solutions, but when you look at that solution, what how much best fit for specific uh, area of the solution which companies organizations will expect, that may not be that much sound in all the aspects. Say if you take example of Oracle ERP, Oracle is offering many solutions. Say finance system solution, they are providing SCM, and they are offering project solution, HRMS, and CRM. There are many solutions they are offering as a product, as a part of their ERP product. So but when you look at all these products, out of all these, the best solution you can find when you compare with other products also is financials. And we have a JD Edwards. The JD Edwards, you can see the, I mean, very good solution from procurement. And when you look at Siebel, CRM is a, it's a very famous for CRM. And when you talk about PeopleSoft, it is very famous for HCM solution. The same way SAP, here also when you look into detail level, just SD is a very good part which SAP is offering. So this is how from each and every ERP there is some very specialized and well stabilized and which delivers very good uh, I mean, what we can say is it's best solution that that product is delivering for the specific business area. If you go with Oracle HRMS products, so that may not be very good when you compare with PeopleSoft of HCM solution. And if you want to use, if you say for example you have one side Oracle CRM, other side Siebel CRM, out of that any client, by understanding how the product will help for their business data maintenance or business process related I mean so automation or anything, definitely they'll be choosing the CRM solution from Siebel. So that's how different ERP products are specialized in the specific solution area only. You don't see any product in the market which is well specialized in all the solutions what the product is offering. So now what Oracle did is, so Oracle acquired many ERP products. Anyway, it's Oracle EBS is their own product. Apart from that, Oracle acquired JD Edwards, Siebel, PeopleSoft, and many other ERP products. So if you just look at this slide, you can see the JD Edwards. Now it's Oracle JD Edwards, PeopleSoft is Oracle PeopleSoft, and Siebel is Oracle Siebel, and anyway EBS is Oracle EBS, is right from beginning. And the Oracle acquired Hyperion also. Hyperion is a very good reporting tool which you see in the market, and Primavera also, Primavera for project planning solution, that is a separate product. So that also Oracle acquired. Not only these few ERP and enterprise products, many other products Oracle acquired, After acquiring all these products, what Oracle did is, from each ERP products and other products which they acquired, they taken the best solutions. Say from EBS, they taken financials. Okay, from EBS they taken financials. From Oracle EBS, they taken financials. We have many solutions as a part of EBS, but they taken financials only. The same way like here, if you take example JD Edwards, they taken sort of procurement, not only procurement, some other areas also they taken. Just for our better understanding, I'm just taking this one point. Okay, they taken the procurement solution. And from PeopleSoft, okay, they taken HCM solution. HCM is nothing but human capital management. And other products, Civil. Okay, from Civil they taken the CRM solution. And from Hyperion they taken the reporting. They taken the reporting. Just we are taking the very few examples. Okay, there are many other products and other ERP products also Oracle acquired. And out of all those products, what is the best solution that specific product is offering? That specific solution they taken, and with the best solutions from the different ERP products, they built applications by including all these best areas from the different products. Okay, that solution what they built with a specialized solutions which they taken from the different ERP products we call as fusion applications. Say Oracle fusion application. This is the meaning of Oracle fusion applications. When you look at Oracle fusion applications, as a part of Oracle fusion application solution, you see financials which they taken from Oracle EBS, Oracle ERP, and procurement they taken from the different ERP, that is JD Edwards, and HCM solution which they which we have in the fusion applications is from PeopleSoft, and Civil solution which you see as a part of fusion applications from Civil. I mean CRM solution is from Civil, and reporting solution which you see in the fusion application, that is completely from Hyperion reporting. And like this there are many other products they taken, and all those are part of fusion application. Now if any client is going to use this product, they can get best solutions out of the out of the like market ERP products. So if any client is going with, say for example, if they want to go with the financials, procurement, HCM, CRM, and reporting, if they choose EBS, they can get best only financials. The rest that may not be sound as they're expecting. But still, if they go with only EBS, they have to use along with the financials. And if they want to go separate solutions from the different products, they have to incur a lot of cost, and again integrations need to be built. I mean integrations we have to build, and again there will be a lot of maintenance, okay, work. There will be many challenges. So to avoid all the risk and cost, and to deliver best ERP product in the market by taking the best solutions from the different products, Oracle built applications called as fusion applications. If any client is going to use fusion applications, they are going to get a best solution offerings from the current market different ERP products. So this is a simple point we have to understand when we talk about fusion applications. Any question on this point, please?
So Laxman, when you said Hyperion is a reporting purpose basically, so that reporting is included every different module data. We will talk about the reporting here.
No, the reporting, this Hyperion reporting is applicable only for GL. For subledger,
Only for GL. Oh,
only for GL. For subledger applications, we have reporting like OTBI, Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence, and BIP. These reporting capabilities we have in the Fusion applications. When we are working on APR or any application, we have a OTP and a BIP reporting, BI publisher reporting, BIP.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, if you think if it is relevant, then what is that exactly OBI will do? I mean, that is also a reporting tool or something else?
That's one of the reporting tool to generate the online reports, transactional based reports. You can just we can go and create the report by dragging and dropping specific columns which are part of respective table, and you can
Uh-huh.
the analysis. You can create some kind of ad hoc reports. Okay, these are all. I'll be covering OTBA reports also in our classes. At that time, we can discuss on that more.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Lakshman.
Yeah. So, any other questions on this point, please? So, Hyperion not only for reporting, even for the planning, budgeting purpose, also we are using as a part of Fusion. Okay. So this is what we are going to we have to understand. It's not like Oracle is not built complete new product. Just they taken the best solutions from the different ERP products which Oracle acquired, and whatever the best solutions they have from those products they taken, on top of it they added some new functional new features also, which you may not see in the some other ERP products. Okay, that's how you can see the this product solution as a part of Fusion applications. Okay, fine. So this is the first point to talk on that. Okay, done. So the same like this all different ERP products solution is going to be part of one solution, that is Fusion applications ERP solution. The next point is on-premise and cloud deployments. Before we talk on this point, let's talk about cloud. Okay, what does it mean by cloud services? What is the meaning of cloud applications or cloud services? Anyone? Any simple definition?
Uh, Everything will manage and maintenance by third-party vendor.
Okay.
Uh,
Yep. Everything they'll manage. What is the benefit if somebody is going to manage everything?
The Oracle will be taking care of all the services. There will be no much DBA involved in this. So the Oracle company would be taking the DBA part.
Okay.
so basically, it's a cost.
Yep.
That is the main reason. Yeah.
Any risk? Any risk you find with cloud
Uh,
service?
Maybe security is one of the risk we can consider at this point of time.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we'll talk on that a few points how it is totally different from on-premise. See, let's take simple example. We'll talk about our EBS R12 implementations and how we'll manage the server and all. So when you talk about Oracle EBS R12, say we are going to implement Oracle EBS release 12 version for the client. In that case, what client has to do? Client has to buy the server infrastructure. Okay, so they have to buy the server infrastructure, and they have to deploy the technical resource to manage that server. And just when I say server here, we'll have a DB also as a part of that resource. And to buy the server infrastructure and to manage those resource, we have to incur a lot of cost. And these resource, the technical resource, should work very aggressively to make sure that the server is run up and running, and they have to look after all the security, networking, and many other uh, issues. Then only that everything will up and running in the expected way. So, and other point is when you talk about EBS R12 general implementations will have a server in so and so location. We'll buy the server infrastructure. After that, we'll have a resource, and we'll be incurring the cost, and we'll take the product license. Okay, product license will be taking. We have to take the product license. Then we have to install that product. Okay, then maintenance and all, everything will be doing. So we'll do everything, and again that will be, the server will be located in specific country, somewhere in location, specific location, or to say specific country. So when you look at all these points, see here, server infrastructure we have to buy, we are incurring the cost. Resource we have to, technical resource we have to manage, will be incurring the cost. We have to take the product license, will be paying big amount, and installation we have to take the responsibility, and server will be located in specific location, let's say location or country. Now if server is located in the specific country, say for example server is located in US, and the same client has a business operations in other countries. If any user is trying to connect to the server, and if they are accessing that, and when they are trying to do certain operations transactions, there may be some response delay from the server. There'll be, because of some different reasons, the user experience may not be that much good. They may not be, you may have a situation the user is not happy because server response time is very bit slow. Okay, even if you are going with very high-end infrastructure and all, still you will come across certain issues in terms of server access and all. So instead of going with all these considerations like a server purchasing server, procuring the server infrastructure, and deploying the resource, incurring a lot of cost for this, and taking the product license, installation, placing the server in the so and so country or location, and accessing from the different geographies, it would be a little bit challenging. So for that, what Oracle or some other cloud service providers, what they are doing is, okay, this normally it happens in case of on-premise. This we call as on-premise. Okay, and other advantage is, if you go with this approach, everything we have to manage and everything in our control. And when we are doing the implementation, if you want to do sort of customizations, you can do that, because you take in the product license and you can play with that product as per your business requirement. You can do the customizations and you can build the solution, and everything is in our own server, so we don't need to depend on anyone. We can take care of the data security however we need. So again here there will be great flexibility of doing customizations. Okay, so these are the points we have to consider when you talk about on-premise. When you talk about cloud, in case of cloud, see here, in case of here on-premise, we are buying the server infrastructure. Here we no need to buy, not applicable, we no need to buy. You no need to maintain the technical resource. When you say technical, don't think technical consultants. Technical means networking, some other security, and a DBA resource. Here when you talk about cost, very less cost here in these two aspects, no cost. Okay, only when you consider the server infrastructure and resource, there is no cost. And when you talk about product license, in case of EBS implementations, we'll be taking the product license, we'll be installing our own server. Since we are going to install in our own server, okay, we'll take the license. But in case of cloud services, cloud applications, you no need to take license. We generally take subscription. We'll take the subscription, so we can take the subscription for specific period for number of users. And when you go with the cloud, you no need to install, you are not going to take the product license, just you are taking the subscription. You no need to do the installation also. What Oracle will do is, Oracle will do the installation. Okay, they'll give you the access to that system. Fine. And where they do the installation. So when you talk about on-premise, we'll have server in so and so location, within that server will do the installation. That means your server will be residing in so and so location, some fixed location. But when you talk about cloud, so what Oracle will do is Oracle will have a virtual servers which will reside in the internet. What is the source for your server means on premise, you will say so and so location. The source where it is located, maybe India, US or UK, some other country. But as a client, when you are going to use some cloud applications, where your server is going to be means the server is going to be in the internet. Wherever you have internet, you can think there is your server availability, so that the user experience also will be very rich. Just once you hit that any link, or if you try to perform anything, the response time would be, it won't take any time, just immediately respond, as you are just your server is available within the internet source. So how that servers can be maintained, what cloud computing companies will do is, so they'll have a very big machines which will have a capability of creating the virtual servers, and those servers they'll be keeping available as internet as a source. In the very secured manner, you will be able to access those servers. Okay, in the rest, I mean, so you can have a like public access or private access as per your requirement. The cloud service providers will provide the give you the access how you want to manage that access, so you can do that. But the server will be available all the time as internet as a source, and you are not going to connect to the server which is residing in so and so other country. And when you connection, it takes some time establishing, and server response time is all you can avoid. So in case of on-premise, we have to install that product into our server, but in case of cloud, you no need to install any server. So say for example, you take in the subscription for financials, then Oracle will give you the access to financials. You don't need to do the installation. Okay, and here the resource will just will have a DBA and all. Why we need DBA? So for product installation. In case of cloud, the installation and everything I mean, they'll take care of that installation, they'll keep the product available for our usage. And in on-premise case, for other reasons, what reasons will use that we need DBA is required, like where they'll take the backup or cloning and installation, and other maintenance activities and patch application. If you go with the cloud option, the cloud, the service provider itself will take care of all these. In our case Oracle, if you go with a cloud option, Oracle will take the responsibility of maintaining your server, which is virtual server, not physical server, which will be part of internet source. They'll take care of maintenance. If there is any some bug or any need of applying the patch, just you have to intimate to the cloud team, so they'll apply the patch. And you can, and again, if you want to just do some kind of cloning activity, yes, just you have to intimate to cloud team, they'll do behalf of us. Okay, for that, because of these options, I mean, these options, all options are available when you go with the cloud. That is the reason you don't need to maintain your own technical team like DB and other network and some other security related experts. So other point is location, so and so country. Here the your server location would be internet only. Okay, internet. And customizations, when you go with the cloud, can we do the customizations or not? Yes and no also. That depends. When you are going to use cloud applications from the any cloud vendor, so within the cloud also you can select the option. You need that product access, the flexibility of doing the customizations, or without flexibility of doing the customizations. Okay, that will discuss. Those are the different models are available. So based on what subscription you are taking, accordingly that server, that the product will allow you to do the customizations, or it will restrict. Okay, and when you talk about security, here full security you will have for your data. Say data security. Here also, Max Oracle will take care of data security. What are the concerns related to data security? All they are taking care of, and they are just supporting the client up to the mark. What are the expectations they have, and how the data need to be secured, and the different respective strategies and all Oracle is following. So these are the simple points to understand the difference between on-premise and the cloud. Any questions on this, please? We'll go and talk on detail level about the cloud. What is the cloud, and what are the deployment models we have, what we can do, what we cannot do, and based on the points which what we discussed just now. Any question on this, please? Any questions on this, please?
Lakshman, when you go on premise and I mean, like whatever the version, like we are talking about release 11 or 12 with
Hmm.
respect to the cloud. So that means the features will going to remain same even if you said on premise and cloud, and both are like going to be the same version, right?
Yeah, futures will remain same. Futures will remain same.
Same.
Yeah, and another
Okay.
point here. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, only difference is, I mean, if anybody, any client having some concerns regarding the security and they don't want to go for cloud, they want to have on-premises, and so
Yeah, here let me change it. It
as
can be like on-premise. Client can go with a Fusion on-premise. Okay, I take an example of
okay,
EBS. Now you can take as Fusion. In case of Fusion also, you can go with on-premise. If you go with on-premise for Fusion applications, you have to buy the server infrastructure. You should deploy the resource, and you have to incur a lot of cost. You have to take the product license in case of on-premise. The Fusion product license you have to take, and your team should install, and you will be the server will be residing in so and so location, and you can do the customizations. You can manage your data security with the full scope. Okay, and you can just play with that product whatever you have a license. In case of cloud, this is applicable. Product functionality remains same. There won't be any changes.
okay,
Yeah. Only then certain access limitations that we'll talk on that very detailed level. Okay, we'll talk on that definitely. Functionality remains same. If you look at payables or receivables or any application, the functionality would be would be same. Okay, another point here. So what is the difference between Oracle Fusion Financials and Oracle Fusion Cloud Financials? Anyone, please? It's very simple and generic point. What's the difference between Oracle Fusion Financials and Oracle Fusion Cloud Financials?
Fusion Cloud Financials will be coming with cloud as a package,
Hmm?
and Fusion Financials is with an on-premise, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. See, the product wise Fusion, the product is Fusion applications. Out of that, so you are going to use financials. So if you are going to use a Fusion Financials by installing in your own server, that you call as Fusion Financials. Instead of installing in your own server, if you are going to take the subscription from Oracle, then that model we call as cloud model. So you are not going to maintain your server, and you are not going to manage all those things. So everything virtual server will be managed by Oracle, and you will be using, so that model, that option we call as cloud based access. So that we call as cloud financials. There is no difference between this functionality point of view. Only the difference is where your server is deployed. Whether your server is deployed in your own location, or the server is deployed in internet as a source, which is virtual server. Based on that, you can say Oracle Fusion Financials or Oracle Fusion Cloud Financials. Both are same functionality wise. Based on the deployments, you can give the respective name. That's all. Okay. So what is the disadvantage? Yeah, please go ahead.
Uh, in the cloud itself, can you please elaborate? There are three different classes into the
No,
clouds,
I'll
I
come
think.
to that point.
One is the
I'll come to that point.
oh,
Yeah, yeah. We will definitely. I will talk on that. I have a few slides to discuss on that. Okay.
okay. Sure.
Yeah.
No, sure.
So other points here, very high level. If you go with on-premise, say now you are using one version, so tomorrow Oracle will come up with the latest version. So in that case, that means you have to upgrade to latest version. In case of EBS, how we do the separate activity called as upgrade activity. If you are going to have Fusion applications in your own server as an on-premise solution, if you are going to have an on-premise server, so in that case, you have to do that activity as a separate activity called as upgrade activity. But if you are going to use cloud subscription, if you have an application with the cloud option, then Oracle will do the upgrade for you. That is that you can say auto upgrade. Okay, so you are using the one version, later to Oracle release some other version. Now you no need to have any team to upgrade to latest version. If you are going to if you have a cloud subscription, automatically Oracle will upgrade your complete entire environment to latest version. Again, all the cases
And if
Oracle
the
is going to
customization
perform
is
this task, that purely depends. Again, we have a different options within the cloud based on the option which you selected, so that you can say that is possible or not possible. Now the same point we are going to discuss. Yeah, please.
Maybe it's going to be incur some expenditure on that. Maybe based on that, as you said, depends upon the subscription. I think we may end up paying some fee, right, for that upgradation, auto upgradation.
No, auto upgradation, you no need to just pay anything. Like as a part of subscription, it's a simple task Oracle will perform in without taking days time also. It's automatic happening. Just we'll talk on the detail level. We'll see further. If you have any questions, definitely we can take and discuss. Yep, it's subscription based flexibility. Okay.
Hello, Laxman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. This is Kiran here. How about this refreshing of instances again? Because on-premise instances, we frequently refresh the instances, bounce them, and again we make them up and run, right? So does the same similar fashion the cloud instances will also be refreshed, or how that will be done?
Because when you compare these cloud instances with on-premise, this cloud won't create such kind of won't give such kind of challenges to us where we have to refresh and we have to bounce and all. And other again they are using some other separate technique also within the cloud. So what they are doing is for every separate application they introduce the server concept. Okay, you can run everything, you can keep using everything, and you can bounce the only payable server or receivable server. Okay,
Okay.
so each and every product they are running on the different servers. The reality what they do is they'll be having the actual master copy of one instance. From that they'll be making the copies, and the source would be one. That's how the logic they'll be building. So that's how they'll be releasing the different instances for their clients. Because see, in one server, our DBA can make multiple copies, right? Which we call as
Yep.
or we can use for test or UAT, CRP for different.
environment.
Yeah.
Cloning.
Yes, they'll do that. The similar concept as some technique they'll be using in the cloud case. So if they have one master copy, they'll create multiple copies from out of that. All those uh, the cloned environments, each environment they'll be giving to one client, and all will be controlled by the master. That's a completely this into some cloud technique and all. So but from our side, just to understand, just I mean this is a simple like when you compare with EBS, you don't see such kind of challenges. Yes, if sometimes if the based on the issue, if server need to be bounced, just will inform to cloud team and they'll do behalf of us. We have to raise
Oh,
SR, that's it. We have to raise SR saying that please bounce server. So this is what your support team is recommending, and through in that communication they'll come back to us saying that yes, this is the case, okay, we'll bounce the server.
okay. Now, coming back to the data security question,
Hmm.
in what way they can assure the security of our data? See,
Yeah.
because you see, on cloud premises, all the entrepreneurs, all the clients' data will be say storing in one server, right? Cloud server, whatever the name you may
That's
call it.
correct.
So how the data can be secured? I mean, like as an entrepreneur, I would be interested to know how the security feature, how the security you are maintaining, right? So how they are doing that in cloud?
Yeah, see, as a service provider, they can come up with what are the best measurement metrics they are following to give a best data security for their clients. And now the reality is, few banks also started using the Oracle Financial Cloud application. So based on that point we can understand, so without doing the relevant areas of auditing, the banks won't go with some product in the cloud environment by trusting the
Yep.
product or something else. So we may not discuss many points on that, but simple example I'm giving, few banks also started using these cloud applications, primarily our financial applications, and
Right, right, yeah.
still few clients has a great concern. Even some banks are using, even those are not falls into that banking sector and all, general businesses and all, they are not interested to go with the cloud. They think always their data is it's very sensitive data and very it's a powerful data,
Correct.
it should not be shared with others, there will be some risk, they'll
Exactly.
be thinking. For them, like Oracle is, anyway they are giving on premise, so most of the
Oh,
clients are going with the cloud only. If you see 10 implementations now in the market, max you can see 10 are cloud only. If you see 20, maybe you may find one as a on premise, but max
oh,
cloud only. Okay, because there are many advantages, that's the reason we are going to talk on
okay.
those more detail level. We'll see if anything else need to be discussed further, we can talk on that.
Yep. So thank you.
Fine, thanks.
Lakshman,
Yeah.
I have a question. For example, now if they have an on-premise installation and we have other interfaces, they're sending their data into the server, right? Like the application. How do they manage that with the cloud? Like if we have all these interfaces with
Yeah,
different like downstream
we
companies, how
can
do they do that?
we can do the integration. Okay, we can do the integration if you are running your application on cloud. Okay, and if you have some third party applications which you are running on other cloud vendor, from other cloud vendor, those also may be cloud applications from the different vendors, different products. Between other service provider cloud application and Oracle cloud applications, you can have integration. Or else, say you are using Oracle financials and say just example Oracle financials from Oracle as a Oracle cloud financials, and you have a say HRMS application running on premise, or your SCM applications on premise, still you can have a integration. So in the fusion, if you want to do the integration, the integrations will do through middleware concept by using the middleware component called as SOA, service oriented architecture. In our classes, in this introduction classes, I'll be giving the basic understanding. So from where we can do the customization, what are the options we have, but more detail level we'll talk within our classes. Yes, possible. Simple point is integrations are possible. Inbound or outbound interfaces you can build. Okay, and for few solutions which are owned by few products which are owned by Oracle, those product directly you can plug in with the cloud and you can just start using without building an interface. They are providing just the ready-made
Standard
connectivity,
APIs.
those you can just use it. Those normally we call as coexistence. We'll touch that point also, but not now, later.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So these are the points we have to understand here. Now we'll just proceed with this. So the same, I just given a small slide on the same point. So just on-premise and do cloud. On-premise means server, it will be in your location, or it may be some other data center where you'll be just taking the service. In case of cloud services, our servers will be just just given that image as a those will be in the cloud. That means it's internet as a source. This is a simple point we have to understand. When you go with more detail level, cloud platform and on-premise, so what are the few points we have to understand? Let's look into this. Uh, uh, I mean, there's some few points. So on-premise applications, if you are going with on-premise, just now we discussed the similar points here. So capex upfront investment, that means you have to invest for server infrastructure. And if you are going to have your on-premise instance, it can be Fusion or EBS, anything, general understanding. So in that case, customer owned upgrades and patching. So customer has to take the responsibility of upgrading their current version to latest version, current version product to latest version, and any patches need to be applied. Yes, we should have a DBA to do that patch application. Again, in case of on-premise, the client may have their own server, or else they will be depending on some data centers and hardware cost. They'll just including, and there could be some this data center related data disasters and recovery. There will be many challenges. And when you are going to do the customizations also, so they are just mentioning as a costly customization created and maintained. In case of cloud, they just made it as simple in terms of process and maintaining those customization. That's what they are specifying, mentioning. So annual support cost, and since they are taking the product, and again annual cost also, I mean the maintenance cost also will be very much high. And there are some other points also, some network related, security, access related, and again they'll remain with the outdated software, resulting in the missed business benefits. Means if they go with on-premise, they'll do the implementation with the specific version. Again, they want to upgrade to latest version. It's not a simple task. Okay, they have to just do as a separate activity, separate project altogether. So and other the benefit which you can see, customizations, we have great flexibility. Even cloud also you can do that. We'll talk on that. In case of cloud applications, you don't need to take any product license and all. Just rent rent a flexible service and pay as you grow. So what areas of the access you require? You need access to only financials and SCM. So as per a requirement, you can take the subscription and pay the rent, and you can start using that application. And the rest, the security and access, everything Oracle will take care of. Then and other one is no upgrade, but latest functionality will be available with regular releases. You don't need to go with any upgrade activity. If you are going to use a cloud, the complete product, the virtual server will be managed by Oracle only. Whenever they come up with a new release, automatically they'll upgrade. That is the reason, as a customer, you no need to think on upgrades. They'll do auto upgrade. Just you have to tell them, okay, so we want to go to upgrade, then the upgrade will be scheduled and they'll do it. Fine. So these are the simple points to understand by comparing on-premise and to cloud. And when you talk about cloud applications, these are the different options available. When you talk about cloud services, or you can call it as cloud services or cloud models or deployment models. Okay, all are same. Okay.
Lakshman, can you please go back to the slide? I am just noting it down.
No, we'll go detail level. We'll discuss on that. Okay.
Okay.
We are going to start speak on that. Okay, cloud services are models. Okay, I'll say deployment models. Instead of model, just say deployment models. Okay, these are the different. We have a different cloud services or deployment models. Primarily, we have a three here, which Oracle is offering: SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. Okay, SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. We'll just look into one by one. What is a SaaS, what is a PaaS, and what is a IaaS. So SaaS stands for software as a service. Okay, SaaS stands for software as a service. So if we want to take the subscription from Oracle for cloud applications, say cloud financials, in that case, if you subscribe SaaS option, SaaS model, or SaaS service, so what is the benefit? The benefit is, if you go with the SaaS model, Oracle will do auto upgrade for your product if they come up with a new release. Okay, this is the advantage. And what is the disadvantage? Disadvantage is no customizations can be done within this environment. Simple point. Okay. So whatever we discuss related to cloud, yes, all are applicable. You can take subscription, no server infrastructure, no resource, less cost, and your servers will be residing internet as source, no installation. And here we discuss customization as no data security. Anyway, they'll take care of everything. Here, if you go with the SaaS, SaaS means software as a service. Okay, just you will take that software access as some service by paying some subscription. Then you'll start using. So in case of SaaS, you cannot do any customizations. Since you are not doing any customization, you are going to use pure standard functionality. Okay, there won't be any challenges for Oracle also to upgrade to latest version from the current version. Okay, just take these two simple points. Auto upgrade, that is a benefit. Disadvantage is no customizations you can do if you go with the SaaS model. Next service type is PaaS. Platform as a service. So here when you talk about platform as a service, no auto upgrade possible. The reason, in case of PaaS, platform as a service, Oracle will give you the platform where you can do your customizations. Here the advantage is, here let me take advantage first. You can do the customizations here, but no auto upgrade possible. Because Oracle will give you the option, you can go and do the customizations. We know, like normally when you do the EBS upgrades also, that would be challenge for us. The current version, what are the customizations we have, all can be invited by the latest version or not, what changes we have to take care of all those things, and after once custom upgrade is done, again we have to go and change those things, and many things we have to look after. Okay, so the same the same approach here also. If Oracle is going to do it, they have to do as something like separate project if there are some customizations. That is the reason, if any client is going to opt for PaaS model or PaaS service type, so they can do the customization. Since the product which client is using, it's going to be the customizations. That is the reason Oracle is not going to help for them to do auto upgrades. Okay, so if they want to go with some upgrade and all, that has to be done as a separate project activity and all. That's how it happens. Another one is IaaS. IaaS stands for infrastructure as a service. Okay, in case of infrastructure, the same is applicable. Okay, so client will have an option so to select which infrastructure they need to run the specific products, for which product they are going to take the subscription. That is more into technical. Here I'll take you through the slide, you can understand that point. Let me open that slide and we can talk on that. Any questions? See here the simple slide here. So implementation, different adoptions or models, are these are the different service types we have. First one is SaaS, second one is PaaS, third one is IaaS. In case of SaaS, we'll have all these as a part of the package which we take. We'll have applications and security and database aspect and operating system, virtualization, server, storage, network, data center. These all will be taken care by vendor only. In our case, say Oracle. Okay, they won't give you any option to play with so and so areas of the objects. So everything will be managed by client. Just you will have access to the application and you will be using. You will be taking the benefit out of this all this package. So see here the point, managed by vendor. In case of SaaS, everything will be managed by vendor. You will be just using based on your subscription. If you go with a PaaS, you will get a control on the application. So security, database, operating system, virtualization, server, storage, network, data center, all these will be managed by vendor. Vendor means who is the service provider, in our case Oracle. And here the applications. Okay, the applications can be managed by us. Managing the application means they'll give you the platform where you can go and do the customizations, or you can change certain functionalities and you can do the enhancements, or else altogether you can develop new functionality, or you can create new application also. And that application, that means you can develop the functionality or new application that you can deploy in that PaaS environment, which is not possible in the SaaS. The third one is operating system, virtualization, server, storage, network, data center, all will be managed by a vendor, and they'll give you the flexibility where you can go and do the customizations and you can deploy. And security aspects also, you can come up with your own security prefer, just how you want to manage the security, and you can have a control on the database also to play with the database and creating some schemas, etc. Data groups are so different, like all the security related access also they'll be giving for a database, and the application security related controls also they'll be giving if you go with the IaaS. So these are the three different models are available. Now you can see most of the clients are using SaaS. Rarely you may see clients who are using PaaS model. So now you can raise your questions if you have anything to understand these points or any clarification.
So if it is a database,
Sorry?
Laxman, if it is a database, Laxman, if it is a database, so DB activities can be done by our means in the last
No.
infrastructure as.
No, see that database and all, it's only for a technical point of view they are giving. In case of PaaS, IaaS and everything, the patch applications and all will be done by Oracle only. In SaaS or PaaS or IaaS, just the privileges, additional privileges will be getting to manage the security and database related access.
Okay.
Yep. Yes. So any questions, please? Sorry. Any questions to understand SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS?
No, we are good, Laxman.
Right. Thank you. So other point is you can see most of the clients are using SaaS only, because in current say for example now if they are going with some version, there may not be one or two features. Their expectation is, our the consulting companies, what we do is generally just definitely Oracle will come up with that so and so feature in the very nearest future. That's how we'll be giving some hope to the client, and even client also can understand the benefits if they go with the SaaS. And if they go with the PaaS, they can get the flexibility of doing one or two customizations. So just for that take the additional benefit. If they go with the PaaS, they'll stuck up with the upgrades and all. They cannot take the advantage, the benefits or new features which comes up with each new releases. That is the reason they are choosing SaaS. When you say customizations, again other point here is, when you say customization, only the functionality related customizations only. Reports and all you can customize in any environment. If you say SaaS, the SaaS model also Oracle allows you to do the customization for report customization. You can create new reports. That is allowed. Only application related some functionalities. In EBS, we'll create some new form. The similar way, in the Fusion, everything it is here, not forms, all are ADF pages, web pages. So if you, for certain functionality purpose, if you want to develop new form, that is not possible in case of SAS. Okay, that is possible only PAS or IAS. But in SAS or PAS or IAS, everywhere, anywhere, you will be able to create the custom reports. And even SAS also, you can do the basic personalizations. In SAS model also, you can do the basic personalizations. In SAS model, you can do the report customization. In case of SAS model also, still you can do the third party integrations. All possible. Only the point is, you cannot do your application functional related customizations. That means you cannot develop some custom application if required, and you cannot deploy, you cannot use by syncing with the other existing applications which you have as a part of your subscription. Okay, so these are the few points. So the same, I think this point already we discussed. What is the meaning of Oracle Fusion Financials and Cloud Financials? The Fusion product, if you are going to install in your own server, that we call as Fusion applications. And the same Fusion applications without installing, if you are taking the subscription from Oracle with the model called as cloud, that we call as Fusion Cloud applications. And this is the Fusion architecture. Just we'll go and talk on that with detail level. Okay, when I talk about Fusion architecture here, we'll talk on that. So when I talk about EBS, we know EBS very primarily will have applications and database, right? So every application will be connected respect to database schema, within the schema to specific tables through concept called as functions. Respective page window will be connected, okay, with the respect to some so and so schema of the tables. That's how once you put some data in the so and so page, the data will go and get stored in the database directly. So but in the Fusion, the architecture, okay, this is, you can say, EBS architecture. Of course here also will call as a something like user interface also will be considering, but let's ignore that here to understand this point. In Fusion applications, when you look at architecture, we have a applications, I'll say Fusion applications, and database. So this is when you compare with the EBS, same here, EBS applications, here Fusion applications, here database, here also database. But in the Fusion, in between Fusion application database, they came up with the concept called as middleware. Okay, middleware concept. Now this is the actual Fusion architecture. We'll have a applications on top, and we'll have a middleware in between Fusion applications and database. When you talk about Fusion application, just same as EBS, like here EBS application, here Fusion applications, like our GL, Fusion GL, Fusion AP, all the applications, yeah, CM, FA. And when you talk about database, in Oracle will have a, in case of EBS will have a data, which database? Oracle database. So what are the data you enter, the application, say transactions, the data will be stored in the Oracle database. Basically Oracle database is transactional database. So each and every the transaction based, the data will get stored in the respective tables. But in the Fusion applications, we have a two databases. One is Oracle database and other one is Essbase database. So Oracle database, what is the purpose? What purpose we have a database in EBS? Same purpose. So to store the some transactional data. But why this additional database is required in the Fusion? So this database will store the data for reporting purpose. This database is from Hyperion product. We discussed in the very the initial in today's session, very initial points which we were discussing about Fusion application. There we taken the point as Hyperion. for reporting purpose we are using. So if you want to create the reports by using the Hyperion tool, the data should be available in the S-based database only. So normal reporting, whatever the reporting or whatever the purpose, I mean normal reporting in payables, receivables and all the applications, whatever the transaction you create, all the data will go and get stored in the Oracle database. But for reporting purpose, that is that to Hyperion reporting purpose, data should be stored in the S-based database. Process wise, what happens is first data will get stored in the Oracle database. Whatever the data is required for reporting, the data will be submitted from Oracle database to S-based database. How data is, in which format data will be stored in the Oracle database? In the form of tables, right? Within the tables we'll have a rows and columns. We'll have a tables, within the tables we'll have a rows and columns. Again, that is relational, right? Oracle database is relational. But when you talk about S-based database, here you don't see any tables. Data will be stored in the multi-dimensional cubes. Okay, multi-dimensional cubes. What does it mean by multi-dimensional cubes? How that looks like, we'll be understanding when we work on the reporting part as a part of GL, because this S-base will be supported in Fusion application for Hyperion reporting. Hyperion reporting is part of GL. In the place of, in EBS we have FSG, finance reporting generator. Okay, in that place they given FRS. Okay, financial reporting studio. In EBS we have FSG, right? So that FSG is replaced with FRS. Now we don't have any FSG concept in the Fusion. We are going to have a FRS. FRS is Hyperion product related function. Hyperion tool, you can say. That's it. It's a part of only GL. Any question? I think somebody.
What is the long form of FRS?
FRS, Financial Reporting Studio. You can call as Finance Reporting Center. Normally we call as FRS in short. Okay. FRS, Financial Reporting Studio. Okay, this is a studio to prepare the reports. Okay, fine. So these are the simple points to understand when I talk about database in the Fusion. We have two databases, Oracle database, where the transactional data will be stored, and we have other database called as S-based database. It's nothing but Hyperion S-based database, but we are not using the terms. When you talk about the specific product, we will use Hyperion. Now, since this is a part of Fusion, general we'll go with a general naming, S-based database. Here, the reporting related, reports generation related data will get stored. The data which is related to GL, that's it. GL data only will get stored in the S-based database. Okay, and when I talk about middleware, okay, so in the middleware we have a different components. Whatever we have as a part of middleware, those we call as generally components. Instead of calling as applications, we call as components. Let's see what components we have as a part of middleware. Say we have IDM and APM, BPM, and we have UCM, SOA, BPL, and many other components. We don't need to understand all those other components. Okay, so what is the use of these components? So when you talk about EBS, so where we manage the users and all, so by using the system administrator responsibility or system administrator application. So equal to that, in Fusion we have IDM. Okay, IDM stands for Identity Manager. Okay, the same IDM you can call as OAM also. OAM stands for Oracle Identity Manager. Both are same. Okay, IDM stands for Identity Manager. The same you can call as OAM also. OAM stands for Oracle Identity Manager. So what is the use of IDM? This IDM is part of middleware. Okay, so these are the three different tiers, you can say: application tier and middleware tier and database tier. The middleware, we have different components. Out of that, one of the component is IDM. By using the IDM, what we can do is you can create the users. Okay, this is more or less equal to system administrator. The other one is APM. APM stands for authorization policy manager, or you can call as access policy manager. Instead of authorization, you can call as access policy manager. So what is the use of access APM, authorization policy manager? So in EBS, we have a concept called as menus, right? If you want to create the payables responsibility, you can create the payables responsibility by selecting the menu and request group, and of course data group also will be selecting, but primarily menu is very important out of responsibility creation. So we'll select the menu and we'll be creating. When you look at the menus, you can create our own menus, means custom menus, or you can use seeded menus which are delivered by Oracle. The same way in the Fusion, we don't have any concept called as menus. Equal to menus, we have a concept called as roles. Okay, roles concept we have. Okay, so those all the seeded roles, whatever the roles Oracle is providing. So take simple example, AP in EBS. If you take example of AP, for AP we have a one menu called as AP Navigate GUI12. But if you apply the same example in if you take the same example in Fusion, for AP they given very primarily three roles. The three roles are belongs to one application. What Oracle is doing, the three roles they are maintaining with the help of role template. Okay, this role and all will be discussing very detailed level, maybe in the next or other session. Okay, role template. So AP role template. So for accounts payable application, what are the roles Oracle is providing as a seeded role? Like however Oracle is providing seeded menus in EBS, the same way in the Fusion, we call the similar menu concept as a roles. So for every application, they are giving one template. Within that, what are the roles? We have those all they are listing. Just I am writing some sample test. So those all the roles and roles will be managed by role templates within the APM application. Okay, authorization policy manager. Okay, for now just take the simple point. Going forward we'll be working on it, then we can understand more detail level. Now we can talk on few points, but it may not reach. The reason we have to see, then only you can understand. That's the reason I'm not taking more detail level. So when I talk about IDM, simply you can say you can create the users. Okay, in system administrator in EBS, will create the users, will assign the responsibilities, right? Here in place of responsibilities we have a roles here again. So in IDM we can create the users and we can assign the roles to the users. That's how you can manage the user related information and the privileges, user related privileges. When I talk about APM, by using the APM you can maintain all the roles, and all the roles you can maintain within the role template, and you can create the custom roles also. The custom roles also will be creating in APM. If you want to create the custom menu, we'll create in the system administrator in EBS. But if you want to create the custom role in Fusion, we'll be creating from APM, and there is other source also, just from APM plus other source. Finally, we'll be creating the complete definition of role that we'll see later. As of now, take simple points. We can maintain the roles by using the role templates within the APM, and custom roles also can be created within the APM component, middleware component. Another one is BPM. So BPM stands for Business Process Management. Okay, this is for approvals. In EBS we have AME, Approval Management Engine. In Fusion you don't have AME. In the place of AME they are given BPM, Business Process Management. Here only you can set up GL or AP or purchasing or different application related approvals configurations you can do. So, and as per requirement you can go on to define the rules accordingly. The approvals can be implemented. For that we'll be using this component. Okay, by using the BPM you can set up your approvals in Fusion. That is a simple point. And other component is UCM. UCM stands for Universal Content Management. So basically this is used for data imports and exports. Okay, so in Fusion, in EBS, basically when we do the data conversions, we'll get the data from the client that will be converted to flat files. The technical people will create the staging tables, they'll populate the data in the staging tables, they'll write many validations. The validated data they'll be populating in the interface, from there we'll import into base tables. That's how we'll work on the data conversion. But in the Fusion, the process, they made it very simple. So to do the data conversions, we don't need technical resource. Being a functional consultant, we can do it. So Oracle is providing the relevant templates. Just put the data in the templates and load the data into application. When you're loading the data into application, the data will be loaded through UCM only. Okay. So for that purposes, we'll be using the UCM. Just I'm trying to give the just trying to introduce what purpose is, and we'll be understanding more detail level when we really work on the respective object. Okay, so just simple point, you can take UCM, Universal Content Management, you can use for data imports and exports. You can load the data into instance, or else what are the data you have in instance that you can extract, means you can export. So for that reason you can use it. SOA means these are technical, completely technical, because when you are working as a functional consultant, we should touch these areas, because definitely any functional consultant, can be finance or SCM, they should know all those things. We'll be working on this. That is the reason we are discussing more detail. This SOA, BPL, all these are technical. There are many other technical components as a part of middleware. SOA stands for service oriented architecture. By using this only, we'll do the customer integrations. Okay, by using the SOA, service oriented architecture. If you want to do any integration in EBSA, you want to integrate some XYZ application with the payables, directly you can go and write the sub interface and you can integrate. But Fusion, you cannot do the direct integration. The integration need to be established from middleware by using the middleware component called as SOA. Okay, within that we have web services and different options. By using that you can do it. And here we have a BPM for approvals. And if you want to do some customizations related to approvals and all, we'll go with the option called as BPL. BPEL we call as BPL. BPL stands for Business Process Execution Language. Here BP means Business Process Management. This business process, how that need to be executed, if you want to do some customizations, you can do that. This is equal to workflow. Sorry. This is equal to workflow. Okay, this is not only this, there are many other technical middleware components which falls into technical. We don't need to focus on that. Primarily these are the points we have to understand. So this is how we can understand the arc structure in the Fusion applications, middleware and database. And whatever you do in these applications, okay, most of the activities will be controlled by the middleware functional components. This you can treat as some functional component. The technical process can be managed by other technical components which are part of middleware. So any questions on this, please? So any questions on this to understand architecture within the Fusion applications? Fine, seems to no question.
No question.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm.
And the same, these applications anyway, we no need to look into this. So the other point is technical resource scope in the Fusion application. So it's very less. So when you look at the project, generally when you talk about EBS, so in every project, even it is a kind of vanilla implementation, also we need technical resource, at least to do the data conversions. In Fusion, to do the data conversions, we don't need technical resource. And if client is going with SaaS model, in SaaS model, customizations are not possible. So because of that reason, we don't need technical consultant. Hardly we may need technical consultant to develop the BA reports. Okay, business intelligence reports. Apart from that, if you are doing some third party integrations and all, we need technical resource, not technical resource. Which technical resource? Not the guy who worked in the EBS application, who are expertised on the middleware related components like SOA, or if they want to customize workflows, BPL expert. Okay, that means directly the guys who are working on EBS as a technical consultants, they cannot convert as a fusion related technical consultants. If they want to work on fusion as a technical consultant, they have to be expertised on the middleware, but scope is very less. If there is a need, then only technical consultant is required. Otherwise, just for one or two objects, they don't take one or multiple resource into the project. Generally, it's completely now that the total implementation can be done by functional resource. If any technical effort required, maybe for report development, or if at all any integration is required, only for the specific task for a very limited period, maybe just to complete SOA integration, they may take for 1 month. Okay, that's how the technical work is drastically reduced since migrations can be done by functional resource. Okay, you can see the market almost the technical resource are migrating to functional side. So this is a point to understand. And any other questions, please? I think that's all for today, which we plan. And in the tomorrow session, just we can tomorrow session will have some other points which we have to understand before we get into the application. So we'll talk on few more points theoretically. Then we'll find the time. I mean, once we're done with that theoretical understanding, in which areas we have to understand, what we have to understand, then directly we can go with the application related config setups and everything process. So any questions based on today's session, please? If not based on today's session, if you have any other open questions to understand about this training or any other expectations we have or anything, please let me know. We can talk on that.
Laxman, I have a question. Actually, I joined a little bit late. So the first introduction means what you have means how do we are going to complete this entire training session that I didn't get the idea. Yesterday only I just talked over the WhatsApp. That's the only, and I have got a limited idea about it. What exactly we are covering.
Yes.
And how do we do the practice down to the instance itself? How long will be getting the instance access? That entire information I wanted to know. Can you please elaborate on this?
Yeah, sure. See, the classes will generally the classes will be conducting on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, we are planning for 2 hours, Saturday 2 hours and Sunday 2 hours. If you people are flexible, I mean comfortable to attend 3 hours Saturday, 3 hours on Sunday, 3 hours. Yes, we are okay. Even if you are okay with the 4 hours, also yes, we can extend to 4 hours. We don't have any issue. We are not freezing that the duration of class, but ideally we are planning for 2 hours. Based on your flexibility, we can extend to 3 or 4 also. That is the first point. The second point is yes, instance will be providing for your practice. Ideally, we'll be providing for 3 months. If you need more than 3 months, yes, we can extend to 1 more month or 2 more months also, without any additional charge. And every class we record, and the recorded video will be sharing. Now, see, you are telling you joined bit late, but you don't need to worry about it. I'm going to share this video with everyone who are in the session now and who are not able to attend. I'll be sharing with everyone, and you guys can go through this video offline. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the tomorrow session, or whenever you join the live session, you can ask me. Or else something is stopping you to understand and all, we can have a email communication or phone conversation. Okay, so this is how it will work. Another point is when you talk about course content, yes, this is what we are going to cover as a part of course content. One second, I have a course content here. I'll walk through the course content. So as a part of this training, primarily we are going to cover these modules as a primary very core financial modules. These modules we are going to cover: general ledger, accounts payables, receivables, cash money, fixed assets. Along with these core modules, we are going to show you that basic configuration and process flow in Fusion Expense, purchasing, and Fusion Tax. And the complete training, whatever we are going to have classes for everything, we will create, and in our own environment will be working. I am not going to show you something which is existed, which we treat as some demo environment or Fusion environment. We'll create everything from scratch. In the real-time implementation, what approach we follow, the same will follow here, and we'll be running the classes. So when we are working on these core financial applications, okay, so since these got some financial related implications, so we'll be working on this, the basic configuration, the basic process flow. And apart from that, definitely these we have to touch when we are working on the relevant application, the BPM for approvals. So I OAM and the APM and function setup manager to do all the setups. So definitely we have to understand these other components or other applications also. Will be covering all those. And apart from that, so these are the, when you talk about GL, here you can see the basic configuration, and these are the different concepts we are going to cover as a part of general ledger application. So including consolidations and all, and payables. So these are the configurations we are going to set up in the system, and these are the different concepts which we are going to cover. We are going to cover conversions also in payables. Well, we'll it's not like just showing, we'll execute it. We'll be executing the complete uh, process. So how to load the suppliers information, open transactions, how to load the open invoices and the suppliers data, suppliers conversion process, and the open invoice conversion process. That also we are included as a part of course content. The same way receivables configuration and the receivables related different product related functionalities. In the receivables also we'll be covering how to load the customers data, and how to load the auto invoice information, open transactions data into system at the time of as a migration activity. After these classes, you'll be able to load all the, you can do the complete configuration, and you'll be able to complete the data conversion from your end without any technical support. Reality, there is no technical task involved in this process. How to do that, how to execute it, we will be learning from our classes. Then cash management related and fixed assets configuration and different concepts, and the fusion expense configuration and basic process, and purchasing configuration and process, purchase order creation, approvals, setting up approvals for purchase orders, and creating invoice and matching with the PO, and fusion tax basic configuration and the invoice or transaction creation with the tax calculation, and function setup manager in the fusion. If you want to do any setups, you will be doing from the functional setup manager only, not like EBS. and EBS AP setups from APR setups from AR responsibility will be doing, but fusion all the setups will be doing in from one place, which is centralized environment, that is FSM. So will, and before you do any setups, we have to create the project, everything will be discussing and doing in the system. So and OAM what purpose will be using, APM purpose, and BPM approval creation definitions and all. So this is what we'll be covering in our classes. So any other questions, please? Okay. So maybe only for this weekend, today and tomorrow, we may run the class for 1.5 hour or if possible up to 2 hours. From the next weekend onwards, definitely we'll be running for 2 hours. If you want me to take for 3 hours also, I'll be available. 3 or 4 hours.
Is it possible to start a class a little earlier than 10 o'clock there? Because it's for me, it's already midnight.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's what will this the same will communicate with others also. But the guys who are attending from India, I don't think so. There will be issue for them. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll plan. We'll check with others based on their flexibility. Definitely, we can plan for that. Yep.
So Lakshman, I'm just trying to understand how do we, I mean, is client going for upgrade process or a new implementation? Can we use Oracle Fusion's financials for upgrade also?
You mean to say from EBS
How
to
is the market?
Cloud Fusion?
Yes, that's correct.
No, the solution is not ready from Oracle. As of now, no client, the
Okay.
EBS client cannot upgrade to Fusion. Only the option is re-implementation. The future that may be available. So
Okay, it's
you
only
might
for new
have
implementation.
noticed that
Okay.
in the latest EBS releases, if you look at 12.2.4 or 12.2.5, so in these versions, they introduce a middleware concept. That means they are building the ground, which allows them to
Okay.
migrate from EBS to Fusion. In nearest future, we may hear from Oracle, the solution is ready to migrate from EBS to Fusion, but as of now, no. If any client wants to go with the Fusion who are running on EBS, it is re-implementation.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. So, any questions from anyone? Fine. So, if no questions, we can wind up the session for today, and we'll connect tomorrow, same time, and tomorrow we'll decide what would be the time we'll be continuing, whether 9 o'clock or based on people acceptance, whether it would be 8 o'clock from the next weekend. We'll decide. Okay, that we'll see. Over the week we'll decide that. So we'll proceed. Okay, tomorrow also we'll be connecting the
Okay.
same time. Connect at 9 o'clock for tomorrow, and I'll be sharing this video
Okay,
with
Lakshman.
everyone.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Lakshman. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Fine.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Have a good day and good night.
Okay, you too.